What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Thank you for watching. I cannot tell y'all how excited I am for this video because today we have my brand new Barrett MRAD 338 Lapua bolt action rifle. I have always wanted a 338 Lapua and we finally got one, and it's a good one. So this is a very small piece of the Mark 22 sniper rifle system being used by the United States Army. If you don't know, MRAD stands for Multi-Role Adaptive Design because this rifle has the ability to quickly interchange calibers depending on what application you're using it for. It's a very cool design, definitely deserves its own video, and don't worry, we are gonna do a full review very soon. But I have a ballistic dummy that I've had for like 2 weeks, and if I don't use it soon, it's gonna go bad. So we're gonna do things a little bit out of order this time. Hopefully you don't mind, but today we're actually gonna do the ballistics test first. So obviously the 338 Lapua Magnum is one of the world's most proven sniper rifle calibers out there. Some of the longest recorded sniper shots in combat history have been taken with the 338 Lapua. So today, we're gonna see how effective this caliber actually is. Now, when I was picking out this rifle, I almost went with the Ruger Precision. It's a fraction of the price and it would probably give me the exact same results, at least for what I would do with it. I mean, we're not shooting a mile out here, but I'm a Gucci gun brand whore, so I went with the Barrett. Plus, I knew you guys would call me poor in the comments, and I just can't take that kind of heat. Like I said, the Barrett MRAD can quickly interchange calibers depending on what you're using it for. I believe at the moment there are 7 calibers for this thing. Let's see if I can do this off the top of my head. Don't make fun of me if I mess it up. 338 Lapua, 338 Norma, 300 Norma, 300 PRC, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor. I feel like I missed one. Now, I could be wrong, but I think the Army is actually using the 338 Norma more than the 338 Lapua these days. But as a civilian, I still think the 338 Lapua was the better choice for a long-range sniper rifle. Plus, I've always wanted one, and its track record speaks for itself. So, obviously, there's a million things to talk about with this rifle. We will go into more detail in the next video. But today, we are testing the effectiveness of the 338 Lapua versus a ballistic dummy. Let's do it. And here is our ballistic dummy lab torso. I'm sure you guys have seen these quite a bit at this point. It is kind of cold out here, so I want to shoot this before all the fluid freezes. But it's obviously got ballistics gel, bones, organs, fluid, everything you need for a proper self-defense test. So let's get it. All right, we're in the bed of my truck. What I'm gonna do for this video is use the roof of my truck as a shooting rest for the bipod so I can hit our ballistic dummy at kind of a downward angle. You do not want to miss your backstop with a 338 Lapua. I'd like to keep all the bullets in this zip code if I can help it. So here it is. Obviously the 338 Lapua is one of the most capable long-range rifle calibers out there. So we're gonna shoot it at 30 yards. No, our shooting range is only like 100 yards out here, so for this test, I just don't see a reason to go back there. A few feet per second is not gonna make a difference. But don't worry, for the next video, I am planning a trip to a much longer shooting range. But today, we are just testing the effectiveness of the 338, and it don't get any more effective than close range, so let's do it. All right, first up, we have the Barnes Precision 300 grain OTM. These were about $140 for a box of 20, so that's not good. First round. We'll go for that left lung. Well, it hit so hard it rotated the torso, so let's check it out. Well, it's not very often you can hear the bullet impact when you're shooting a rifle, especially that close. It's usually just like one big bang, and you definitely don't hear it. I heard that bullet hit our ballistic dummy. All right, there is our bullet impact right there, and you can see it went straight through one of the ribs, and look at the collateral damage. That might be the most I've ever seen from any rifle we've tested. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs broken underneath that bullet impact. That's like 6 inches away from where it actually hit. We also have a broken sternum. These are all shattered up here, and it looks like the lung just kind of caved into the ballistic shell. That did a ton of damage. It also rotated the torso a little bit this way, which doesn't happen very often. If we go around to the back, oh my gosh. Dude, look at the exit hole. Now that is definitely the craziest exit hole I've ever seen from a rifle round on one of these torsos. It almost cut him in half. Look at that. Then if I zoom out, you can kind of get an idea of how big that exit hole is in relation to the torso. It's like the size of a watermelon, at least 6 inches in diameter. And we've got damage from basically middle of the back all the way up to the shoulder blade. So I think it passed the test. Well, the entrance hole was impressive. The exit hole is mind-blowing. I've never seen one quite like that on one of these torsos, at least from a rifle. And on our railroad ties here, we've got quite a bit of ballistic shell. So as it passed through, it probably just splattered onto the wall. 338 Lapua, there you go. All right, next up we have the 280 grain Barnes LRX. This one has a blue polymer tip and it looks like a wicked little round. I was gonna hit the right lung so we could compare this to the first one, but after seeing that, I'm honestly scared the torso might split in half if I do that. So first, we're gonna shoot the head and then we'll put one of these on the right lung and compare them. Here we go, boys. Oh! Dude, there were pieces of that head flying into the woods, no joke, like 50 yards away. Oh my God. Okay, well, I don't know how I'm gonna show you that. I assume the cameras probably did not pick it up. I didn't set up cameras anticipating I would need a panoramic shot of the entire property, but that was epic, dude. I have never seen one react like that. I thought the 50 Beowulf was impressive last week. That just dwarfed it. I'm not even exaggerating. I saw fragments flying around the woods like 50 to 75 yards in every direction. I guess I'll just show you what I can, which is what we have laying around here. So obviously we've got some ballistic shell and bone fragments all over the ground. It just painted the snow green pretty much all the way around it. We have green fluid all over our targets. It looks like this is probably the biggest piece that we have here, and it's just completely split in half. Hard telling where the bullet even hit, honestly. The whole thing is just destroyed. And then here is the actual head. It's a canoe. What can I say? Just absolutely canoed the entire thing. It looks like that is probably where the bullet went in. So perfect shot. If we go around to the back, once again, there is nothing left. Well, there it is. I assume the 300 grain OTM would have probably given us a similar result, but after seeing that, I really want to put one of those 280 grain blue tips on the other lung, just so we can see what the differences are, because that was freaking ridiculous. And next up, we have the exact same bullet, the 280 grain Vortex blue tip. You know, on their website, they said this was like the most effective bullet ever made on planet Earth or something like that. And I thought they were just exaggerating, but after seeing that, I'm not sure. It might be. Let's see what it does to the lung. That sounded like it hit even harder than the first one. Ugh. Let's go check it out. Okay, so there is our first 338 Lapua to the body right there. You can see all the damage that we got from that one. And then here is the second one. And at first glance, I actually think the first one probably did more damage, at least going in. We do have some broken ribs. You know, it pretty much just broke everything on this side. We also have a little hole right here. I don't know if that was a bone fragment or what. But if we go around to the back, oh my goodness. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. They're both absolutely ridiculous. I still think this is the bigger exit hole out of the two, but look at the damage inside the ballistics gel. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll brighten it up a little bit. It must just be the energy that this caliber is carrying, but we have like torn ballistics gel all the way up to the neck, basically, where those bullets did not even hit. So there you go. Both are effective. I would give a slight edge to the 300 grain OTM. And we'll go back to the 300 grain OTM. We've got a couple spots left that we can hit on that thing. By the way, if you don't believe me on the price of this ammo, there it is, $140 for a 20 round box. It hurts. Put this one on the stomach. God. Man, I really cannot put it into words how hard these bullets are hitting. Hopefully the camera is picking it up. Okay, there's the entrance hole right there. In the first couple inches of ballistic shell, it just looks like a regular rifle round. Nothing too crazy. If we go around to the back, that changes. So there's the exit hole. That entire section of spine is just gone. That is wild, dude. So I assume you guys can see in there. I mean, it just completely took out the spine. Probably the weirdest looking exit hole I've ever seen. And that thing is split all the way to the butt. And another thing I've noticed on the high-speed footage is the amount of bone fragments shooting out the back of this thing after pretty much every shot is unlike any other caliber that I've seen, which tells you the entrance and the exit holes are two very different things. All right, I think we can get a couple more shots off. We'll go ahead and try the 280 grain blue tip one more time on the body. If I stopped right now, I would probably say the 300 grain OTM is the better round, but we'll try this one again. Probably put this one right below the sternum. That was a good hit. We gotta get there before he falls over. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be up too much longer. He's definitely about to go down. So here is our bullet impact right there. I don't know if that's the heart or what. It's definitely right below that chest bone. And then on the back, it basically just went right in the middle of those other two exit holes. So it's kind of hard to see. But that's probably why he's about to fall over, because there is just no more structure going through the middle of that back. Well, he fell down, so I went ahead and set him up right in front of that box. I gotta put one more round in this area right here. It just looks like it needs to be shot. And because I know all you reloaders are probably freaking out every time I eject one of those shell casings, they're all in a little pile here. I am saving them, don't worry. Make sure I don't shoot a hole in the roof of my truck. Here you go. And there is where the bullet went in, right there. It looks like it almost made that entire rib cage fall out of the torso. This ballistic shell is definitely not gonna hold up much longer. Oh my goodness. Look at the holes on our cardboard box. That is insane. And then look at this thing. It is completely opened up. I mean, there's just nothing left on the back of this torso. Today, the 338 Lapua just became one of my all-time favorite rifle calibers. I have never seen results like this on a ballistic dummy torso. I'm impressed. All right, guys, I want to thank y'all for watching our very first video on the brand new Barrett MRAD 338 Lapua sniper rifle. As I'm sure you can imagine, we will do quite a few videos on this thing before it's all said and done. I already have like 3 planned, and we are gonna do a full review / breakdown with this as well. I think it deserves it. So I'll go ahead and give y'all another close-up look at the rifle because I just can't get over how good it looks. It's definitely one of the nicest rifles I've ever owned. Again, I usually try to do the review video first, but like I said, I had that torso at home, and if I didn't use it quickly, it would probably go bad. And those things are not cheap. So we did ballistics testing first, and my God, was it impressive. That is probably one of, if not the most effective rifle calibers I've ever tested on a ballistic dummy. So I'm a fan. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. As always, I'd be glad to hear from you. If you like the video, please hit the like button for me, guys. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.